Hey, what's going on everybody, welcome back to this channel where in today's video we're going to be counting down the top 10 weapons within Black Ops 4 Zombies. This is my very first top 10 within Black Ops 4, so I'm excited to start it off with this video. Without further ado, let's get straight into the number 10 spot, which is going to be, believe it or not, the Strife. The Strife on its own, to be fair, is not that great of a weapon. It's just a standard pistol. You can actually have it as a starting pistol. And after a couple of rounds it starts to get a bit weaker, and probably by about round 8 or 9 it starts to become really weak and you'll probably run out of ammo really quick with it. However, not only on 9 can you get this weapon upgraded for free, but because of the fact that it is a war weapon within every single map, and especially within 9 it is a war weapon in a very good location to train, ammo isn't really much of an issue for this weapon as you can just keep on buying more ammo. Admittingly, this weapon does get very weak even when pack punched at about round 30 plus, but for the fact that it is a war weapon that you can buy ammo very easily for, and you probably need to buy ammo for it probably once a round or once every 2 rounds, that's what puts it onto this list, but it also puts it only just on the list in number 10 because of that fact. Coming down into the number 9 spot, we have the MX9. Now, in my opinion, the MX9 is a fairly good gun. Even when pack punch, it can be a pretty good gun to run with. The one thing that puts it onto this list, but only just above the Strife, is the fact that the MX9 is also a lightweight weapon, which means that it's obviously easy to run around with, and even without stamina up, you're still going to be able to run fairly fast. I do find, however, that after a certain amount of time, probably about round 25 plus, the MX9 does become a little bit weaker and you need to seriously have it 4 times pack punched, otherwise you will not be able to kill zombies very easily. It is, however, also a war weapon, which makes it very easy to get ammo for if you know exactly where you need to go in order to get the ammo from the wall. The ammo situation for the MX9 isn't too bad, although I'd say that it does run out fairly quickly. But overall, this is a fairly good gun to use, mainly because of the fact that it is a lightweight weapon. Coming down into the number 8 spot, we're going to go for the Mark 12. Now, if you buy the Mark 12 from the wall, you're going to think it's a really bad weapon. You're going to think it's probably the worst weapon in the game, because even on the low rounds, if you use this shotgun against zombies, you're going to need at least 2 or 3 shots in order to kill them. However, if you keep this weapon, go to the pack punch and get it pack punched, you're going to get a whole different story, as this weapon is a beast. It reloads really fast when it's pack punched, and it also rips through the boss zombies. Because of the fact that the Mark 12 is also a war weapon, means that you can buy ammo for it, so the ammo situation isn't even much of an issue either with this weapon. Admittingly, on the higher rounds this will take a lot more shots to kill the bosses with, so I would say it'd probably take like a whole mag full to kill a boss with this weapon, but it's still a very powerful shotgun, and that's why it's coming down into number 8 on this list. Coming down into the number 7 spot, we have the Titan. Now, the Titan is a war weapon within 9, and I like the Titan because it is an LMG, and LMGs typically will have a lot of ammo, so ammo is a really good thing within zombies. The Titan is also fairly powerful, especially when you pack punch it. Is a really powerful gun. You know, use the Titan against all those boss zombies and you're going to wreck through them. But the one thing that puts me off about using the Titan is the fact that when you run with it, you run really slowly. As well as the fact that a Titan does shoot at a very slow firing rate. The mobility as well isn't that fast, so it feels just a bit sluggish altogether. And because of the fact that it's an LMG weapon, it does reload really slowly because Black Ops 4 does not have a speed cola. So there are some of the reasons why I think the Titan is a good weapon, but also some of the reasons why it balances out and why it cannot go any higher than number 7 on my list. Coming down into the number 6 spot is going to be the Hitchcock M9. I've only used this weapon a couple of times, but from the times I've used it, it seems like a really awesome weapon. It's got a really fast reloading rate, so for a game that doesn't have speed coda, this weapon is awesome because you can just reload really quickly and just get back to shooting zombies. The mobility is fairly decent on this weapon, and there's not really much recoil either with the Hitchcock. However, there's a bit of an issue with this gun when it comes to pack punching it, because when you pack punch it, it has explosive ammo, and the thing with that is that in this game we don't have a way to protect ourselves against explosive damage on a consistent basis. We have some perks that will help us and some of the elixirs that will help us, but that will only help us for a certain amount of time, then you have to recharge the explosive damage resistance. So if you do go ahead and use the upgraded Hitchcock, just be aware that it is explosive and you just need to stay back from the zombies before you shoot them. Now we come into the top 5. So in at number 5 is going to be the ICR-7. Now for me, this is a personal favourite from Black Ops 3, as in Black Ops 3 this was an amazing gun. It just was probably one of the best assault rifles within Black Ops 3. And that to me has not changed, as coming into Black Ops 4 it still performs very well. When upgraded it's even better, it's got more ammo in the mag, and it's also a war weapon in I believe all 4 of the maps as well, so the ICR is still a beast of a gun. And like I said, mainly for me it isn't at number 5 because it's a personal favourite of mine, but it is a really decent gun that does definitely perform well, and it will help out almost any player. Down into the number 4 spot we have the SG-12. The SG-12 is a great shotgun, and here's why. When it's unupgraded, it's a little bit of a trash weapon. I've used it against zombies when it's unupgraded, and it doesn't really kill them that quick. You have to be really accurate with it in order for it to actually kill zombies like really quick. And to me, I would say it's very similar to the Haymaker from Black Ops 3, not because of the firing rate, but just because of the way it looks and the way it feels. But as soon as you upgrade this shotgun, you can use it against the boss zombies. Like for instance in 9, you can use it against those boss zombies, and it will kill him in like 2 shots. It is a super overpowered gun in my opinion when it's upgraded, and it's so OP against the bosses. An issue I do have with this gun, however, is that the ammo is sort of low, so like if you're not careful and you're just using this to spray at zombies and stuff, then it will very quickly run out of ammo before you know it, and when you get your next boss you might not have enough ammo in order to kill him. Coming down into the number 3 spot, we have the M1927. I've always loved the Tommy gun. It has just been an amazing gun throughout every single COD game that this has been in. So it was in Black Ops 2 with Mob of the Dead, they then bring it back in Revelations with Black Ops 3. We now have it in Black Ops 4, and it's an amazing gun. It has great mobility. The fire rate is at a very decent fire rate where it feels like you're actually shooting something and it's doing damage, and the recoil isn't that bad either on this weapon. Upgrade the Tommy gun and it's just an even better weapon, more ammo obviously and more damage to the zombies, and in my opinion it works really well, especially on maps like Mob of the Dead where it just fits the theme of the map perfectly. Coming down into the number 2 spot, we have the KN57. So this is another personal favourite of mine. I really love the KN44 from Black Ops 3, and also the AK-47s and AN-94s and everything we've had in previous Call of Duties. I think from the very early Call of Duties that I've ever played, I've played every single Call of Duty from Call of Duty 2 all the way up until Black Ops 4 now, and every single game that's had the KN57, the AN-94, the AK-47, the AK-74U, etc., all those variations of the AK-47 been always one of my favourite guns within the game. So being biased against this weapon definitely puts it up high in this list, but also the fact that it's a really powerful weapon. It's a wall weapon, which means that you can just buy more ammo for it, and also the ammo situation is at a fairly decent rate as well. You're not going to run out of ammo too quickly unless you're just spraying left, right and centre. I also find that with this weapon that there's a minimal recoil rate, which is obviously a really good thing to have with weapons. So before we get into the number 1 spot, we're going to go do an honourable mention. We're only going to do one, and in this list our honourable mention goes to the M1897 Trebuchet. Now if you've ever played with this weapon and you're wondering why I put it in the honourable mentions, then let me tell you why. I was playing 5 the other day and I decided to get this weapon upgraded. When I upgraded it, the Trebuchet turns from a really bad weapon into a pretty awesome weapon depending on how you use it, because it has explosive rounds in it, but it's really powerful. So if you're training up zombies, then you could use this really effectively because it will kill like a whole horde. Unfortunately, the way I was using it was that I was using it every time I got stuck in a corner. I was trying to kill zombies like really up close and personal, and because that was the case, I kept on going down because I kept on killing myself with the explosive damage. So this can definitely be used against you, which is why I put it outside of the list. And even though there are weapons inside of this list that can kill you, like the upgraded Hitchcock for instance, I still feel like the Trebuchet definitely deserves an honourable mention, because I feel like not many people's gonna go and pack punch that, just based off the fact that the normal Trebuchet is a very bad weapon. So coming down into the number 1 spot on this list is going to be the Zweihander. I absolutely love the Zweihander. I don't get it enough from the boxes, and it's actually fairly difficult to get from the boxes, so when I get it I definitely make the most of it. This weapon most resembles the MG08 in my opinion from Origins. It has a ton of ammo, so you don't really need to worry about running out of ammo unless again you're spraying it and you're being really wasteful with your ammo. It's a really powerful gun, so you could just keep it and use it against the bosses. So like if you use it on Blood of the Dead, you could use it against the Warden, and it will take him out fairly quickly. And even against the big acid boss, which I can't remember the name of at this point, but the one that's in Voyage of Despair and 9, even against that zombie, this gun can work really well. The only downside that I can see to this weapon is the fact that it is a heavy weapon, which means that you are going to run slowly. So I tend not to run with this weapon that often unless I have stamina up. But instead, if I use this weapon, I'm going to be camping, or I'm going to have it as my second weapon, and I just swap to it every time I need to kill a boss. And that concludes my list of the top 10 weapons within Black Ops 4 Zombies. Now do remember that this is only my opinion. Your opinion is definitely going to be different, and you're going to have different weapons that you want in this list. So if that's the case, do let me know down in the comment section below what 10 weapons you think are the 10 best weapons within Black Ops 4 Zombies. Leave a like rating on the video, subscribe to the channel if you're new around here for more zombies content, and without further ado, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll catch all of you in the next one. Peace out.